to open our minds and listen kung anong gid. May iban nga lain-lain gito ng mga opinion. And we have an infodemic of the different gid nga mga napag-anta regarding health. But I think it's best if you get those from experts. Hindi lang nga sa free sa social media. Kami gani ka mga doktor, kung may gusto kami na kwaon ng mga information na evidence-based, kundi ano mo namon sa amon din ng mga medical studies, we have to pay for that information. You either pay in dollars or you pay in peso or you pay kung sa tingin mo makuha ang link ng mga studies. So mas nami gid, nga we get also studies from evidence-based gid ng mga gintunan, hindi ka nga hambal ni Talpulano or ni Tapulana, nagmayad sanda. Like the other day, I had a patient who came to me, kag nag-claim gid nga, doktor, ang akin nga bukto. Nagkain ng ka-insulin plan, pero nagnubo-lubot, kita na ang blood sugar. Kaya ba ko, ano kanubo ang anak blood sugar? Pira ang blood sugar na, at test na nagkaan ng insulin plan, kag piraday ng blood sugar na after kanya nagkaan ng insulin plan. Ang banya, wala kita nakatiraw pa bagal ka blood sugar. Pero naglubo lang ka na, feeling na, wow, kunamit, no? We can feel gituod. There are other patients who can feel when their sugars are high, while there are others na hindi gid. So may dyan man gani nga, kung kaagto ka mo, kung kabati ka mo pati sa mga iridology centers, yung mga iridologists pala, na nagturot ng ikaw or ang mata mo mamatano ng blood sugar level. So, hats off dito na da. Kaya makikita na da kung anong nakatabo sa sulod. So anyway, this afternoon, I will be talking on the health issue which majority of us maybe are having as of the moment. Kaya hindi lang, this is really considered a global pandemic. And this is diabetes mellitus. Dua mga klase yung diabetes. Ang mellitus kag insipidus. They are markedly different from each other. Ang mellitus niya aton ni istoryahan subong. So amo nang hambal ko kanamian ni kamo ang layman's term ta lang maghambal diabetes taas ng kalamay sa dugo. It's just more to that. Hindi lang kay amo na. That's the layman's term. So you have to choose kaya mo nag-isa nambal namon. The best things in life are sugar-free. No? Di kalamay o kun kabuhi. So nga kasi tanan kabalatian diabetes gid. So ang diabetes hindi gid iniya makalalaton. So that's one myth. Nga kung mabugal mo ka dyan ka blood sugar, kag mag-donate ka ka dugo mo, abin mo ma-transfer mo ang diabetes sa iba. No. So diabetes is non-communicable, it's not infectious, but it can be hereditary, it can be acquired. So anybody with or without a family history of diabetes can have diabetes sometime in their life. And there are risk factors to the development of diabetes. So hindi niya siya tuod makalalaton, unlike the COVID-2019 ng coronavirus tagidya, nga it's spread by droplet, na after 3 to 6 meters the most na maka-travel ang droplet, kaya maigo ka mo, 3 ang entry niya sa mucosa of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Kung maigo ka mo sa droplet ka na anywhere, sa 3 ka entry, then you can have the infection. Pero it depends naman on your immune resistance. Sa diabetes niya, hindi niya makalalaton, pero nga ang kadasig, kagadamo ang nakapektuhan. So, as of last year, all the diabetes centers all over the world reports to the International Diabetes Federation through the World Health Organization partigid sa diabetes. So, amo na yung amon umbrella organization na dira kami ga-report sa tanan. By the way, diabetes is not a reportable disease, unlike mga coronavirus the syndrome. Pero ang diabetes niya, once nag-agto ang pasyente sa doktor, hindi kami na doktor required nga mag-report. Kasi amo nga pasyente ko, diabetic, hindi kami required. So the census or the statistics presented to the International Diabetes Federation may only be the tip of the iceberg. So damo yung diabetics. So sa 1980, 30 million lang ang reported. Then come how many years after? 20 years after, nag-quadruple mostly to 151. Sa 2009, nag-285. That's an 88% increase. Sa 2019, nearly half a billion diabetics. And it is projected to increase to 2045, by 2045 to 700 million. So grabe, that's explosively increasing the number. Aside from it rapidly increasing in the number of afflicted, why do we have so much concern about diabetes? Because it is debilitating, it is chronic, dugay and financially draining. Kabudlay gid, no? And it is really full of complications. It is, as of the moment, the #1 cause of kidney failure requiring dialysis. And by the way, of all the organs in the bodies natin, ang kidneys ang the most tolerant, the most silent. Wala gid ang kidney nagareklamo until it's too late, when usually you are on the verge to dialysis. Kamaghakan siya sintoma. So that's why, kung taas ang sugar nyo, nasigisigi taas, and it can kill the kidney cells. Once the kidney cells are damaged or dead, hindi na naya magbalik pa, hindi na nag-recover. Unlike the liver and maybe the brain cells, slowly they can recover. So muna may mga stroke is recover. Ang kidney takong is kung may reactive hepatitis lang maka-recover. Pero once ang aton ng liver, ang kidney na once maguba, usually progressively, mga guba na gitna mapatay, then you end up in dialysis. Also, not only is it a top cause of dialysis, but it is the #1 cause of acute blindness in working adults. No longer cataract or anything, but uncontrolled diabetes is #1 na cause. This is not only true in the Philippines, but all over the world from the data. Also, diabetes is the #1 cause of non-traumatic limb amputation. Ang ginaugdan mga tiil, no? The other day, I just saw a patient nalipatok na ba nila, nakita ang kahapon yung pasyente nga nag-iron leg lang, na shorts na tana. Tapos artificial na leg, pero sa kastik lang laro kahit. So, also, diabetes is a top cause of impotence, heart attack, and stroke. No? So, kalabanan, isa ng mga laki, sometime in their life, and they can get to muna madilang life for men begins at 40. Kaya at the age of 40, dyan ang isa mabatsagan, plus namaan, may uncontrolled ang diabetes. Then they tend to test kung sa wife ng malananda, maura gatingga, or that's why they find younger women to find out na kung ma-stimulate kang anda ng tindot o kung ma-sustain ka erection. Sometime in their life, yung impotence nanda, hindi na tawag nga hindi rin din, itong tindot man. Kung baga naga-ubo-ubo man, pero rakit ka na naga-dupra. O rakit naga-flag ceremony. Kung hindi lang din naga-duglay-duglay. So, that's the earliest sign also of beginning impotence in males. Okay? So, pansin ko dyan. Yes, that's diabetic neuropathies. Test mo dyan. So, ang muna ipagid, ang lain pagid, because as of 2018, the latest, diabetes belongs to the top 10 cause of morbidity and mortality. Magambang kita nga top 10 cause of morbidity and mortality, ang diabetes ala sa top 10 nga kausa sa pagkasakit sa tao o pagkamatay sa isa ka tao. Pagkasakit is morbidity, mortality is the death of a person. And the top 10 countries with the most number of diabetics, among ang China, India, and USA. #1 ang China. In everything, China is #1. Not only sa diabetes, kung sa coronavirus, maskin kuno sa growing, I don't know, economy or ano. So #1 ang China, #2 ang India, #3 ang USA, and Philippines, thank you Lord, is not included among the top 10 countries countries with the most number of diabetics. But we belong to the top 10 countries with the most number of crocodiles. Crocodiles, not politicians. So, and I'm sad to say that by the year 2035, the top 10 countries projected to have the most number of diabetics, ara na naka-include ang Philippines. So sa una, wala pa kita sa top 10, not even sa top 20. But come 2035, makabilong na ang Philippines. So let us help stop or curb or even prevent or put a break. And lainon ta ang projected nga estimate nila. And that's what we aim to tell you tonight, at this afternoon. So again, sa Philippines, amo niyang aton latest census. And it is done, the latest sa 2013 pa. Wala na sa ibang latest pang census sa Philippines. So, and by the way, sorry, what really is diabetes? Diabetes mellitus. Kung sa layman's term pa, ang word na diabetes, this is a Greek word which means siphon. Kaya ang number one na sintomas sa mga diabetiko na ang lawas nila daw gina-drain of the fluids that they take in. Kung na-notice nyo, kasi doon sa inyo, pag-as blood sugar, iinom water. That's compensatory because the body is being drained of the fluids so fast as they can take it in. That's why ang term na diabetes is a Greek word which means siphon. So that's siphon. And mellitus is a Latin word which means honey. Honey actually is double sugar because the sugar involved in diabetes is medically termed as glucose. Glucose plus glucose equals maltose, which is honey. So honey is really sugar. So hindi na tayo magpagusto sa honey. Although it's not rapidly absorbed as the glucose involved in diabetes, it's still a sugar. So ako niya ang mga ang literal meaning of the word or of the disease, diabetes mellitus. So we learned again two foreign words, no? May tuta yung nagpagka-linguist sa bungapon. We learned the Greek word which means siphon and the Latin word which means honey mellitus. Pero ano yung literal meaning? Pero ano gid ang term na diabetes? Diabetes is really a condition that in which the body is unable to make use of sugar to maintain it to a level. So, may ara nga kondisyon na nagataas ang kalamay which we medically term as hyper for high, gly for glucose, and emia for blood. So, high blood sugar is the medical term for hyperglycemia is the medical term for high blood sugar. So, ano gid ang diabetes? Kung maghambal ang tao ng diabetes, gataas gid ang kalamay sa dugo, amo na may hyperglycemia, ang pinaka-major source gid is either wala na gid gihimo ang lawas ng insulin o kung ang lawas may ara pa nga gihimo insulin pero defective ang insulin na ginahimo or kulang ang insulin. So that's the major lang na defect on one hormone ng gid anay. That's insulin deficiency, absolute insulin loss or wala na gid, or insulin resistance. Damo insulin pero wala ka obra, tamad ang insulin. And that's how you classify diabetes later, depende kung anong major defect. When I came to first practice, learn about diabetes specialty ko, how many years ago? That's more than 30 years ago. Ang type 2 diabetes, amo na kami nabilin pa ang atong pancreas na produce insulin. Tatlong ang kausa mo dyan. Lahat ang type 2 diabetes has already 15 major pathophysiologic defects. So imagine from 3 ang defect, naging 15 ang defecto. So it's not just only one hormone insulin, but the other hormones pakidra, na incretin, may ara amylin, may ara tanan ng mga hormones that would come up with from the 3 to the basic na 6 and then may 5, may 8 And then now it's faithless 15 to what now? 15 pathophysiologic defects. And when you give medicines for type 2 diabetics, you have to cater to the 15 major pathophysiologic defects, not to just one. And insulin is just one. So hindi na naamo pamulong na kung gaan ka insulin, abing mo safe na insulin ka na. No. Even if you're type 1, you have to give something to also correct the other deficiencies. That's why in diabetic na pasyente, damo gid ginainom ng bulong. That's why they are a walking polypharmacy because of the so many defects that you want to correct. No? May question? So paano gid mabalaan kung ang tao may diabetes o wala? Ang diabetes usually can be diagnosed not only on symptoms, but when you get a blood test. So you either get a blood test on fasting, wala pa kamo kakaon. Ang balon ka fasting, no food or no caloric intake for a minimum of 8 hours, not to exceed 12 hours. So for example, kung ang urihin yung panyapon sa gabi is 8 o'clock, then nagkaon pa kamo at bedtime snack na 9 o'clock, so maisip kamo 8 hours. 9 ang last food intake, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. That's 8 hours. To 9 a.m. will be the time na pwede ka makakuha sa ginatawag na fasting blood sugar. So fasting means no caloric or food intake for 8 to 12 hours. Not less than 8, not more than 12. Kung less than 8 lang, random na na. Kung more than 12, hindi na sakto. You prepare another test. Okay? Kinanglan 8 to 12 hours lang. And you can get it by here, by the fingerprint method, or you can get it by here. So there's a range of acceptable control for fasting. Whereas, you can get a random blood sugar. So kainaya, kalabanan kung may fasting, so may ara man, makuha ka mo random. Pero kung nakakaon ka mo, it's what we call random. Ideally, after 2 to 3 hours, ang insulin ta, ipagwa na sa dalabat ta, kagkaya na magpagwa magkuha sang aton nga excess sugar sa dugo, kag ginadala sa insulin to the other parts of the body. So manubo ang kalamay mo after 2 to 3 hours after eating. So majority kay nasa aton, nagkuha sa random ta 1.5 hours, may ara ang 3 hours, may ara ang 5 hours. So, ang normal karon ihambal ta. And by the way, imangkoton ka mo, nag-inom ka mo tubig kay na, for example, in the 8 to 12 hour period, nag-fast ka mo, kagadto ka mo sa laboratorio, hambalon ka mo sa laboratorio, may ginkaon ka or may gininom ka, mambal ka mo nga, ay nag-inom ko tubig. Pwede na hindi. So water is non-caloric. So pwede ang tubig. So pwede gid ka mo kapag fasting, maskin kainom ka mo tubig because it's non-caloric. Magambang ka fasting, wala lang calories. So coffee, it's caloric. Whether you like it or not, may calories. So hindi ka pwede yung coffee. Even if you have oral sex and you take in the semen has albumin and everything. So it's considered random.
Caloric.
That's protein.
That's caloric.
The oral sex na hindi na 8 to 12 hour period. Take it na. Kung wala kang protein na.
Like Westy,
Hindi pwede. Even if you nag-exercise ka mo, it can affect the sugars within the 8 to 12 hours. Hindi naman, divergenize ang hairs, grabe. We'll expect more. So may question. So, after 8 to 12 hours, may nagkaon ka mo, no matter what you ate the night before, basta after 8 to 12 hours, hindi gid magtaas ang kalamay niyo above 100 milligrams. Or that's equivalent to 5.6 millimoles. There are two ways of presenting sugar, in milligrams and in millimoles. So you divide milligram by 18, 1/8, you get the millimole equivalent. And vice versa, you divide by 18 or multiply by 18, when you convert mo ang millimole kag ang milligram. So, wala gidratan natin ason, basta from a credible laboratory, basta ang inyong strips taga-fall sa meter range, kag hindi exposed, pag saktong pag-perform ka test, hindi nyo ipag-rasonan na nagkagon ko birako kagabi mo. Maskin ano pag-ikawan nyo, kung normal ka mo, normal dito mo. Kung hindi, kung kakuha ka blood sugar between 100 to 125, you call it the pre-diabetic condition. So ang pre-diabetic is the in-between. You have sugars above the normal but below the diabetic level. Kaya diabetic is 126 and above, equal to 126 and above, or equal to or greater than 7 millimoles. Okay? So, patunga-tunga. Now, ang lain lang gid, ang pre-diabetic, kag ang diabetic, pareho lang ang big vessel involvement or complications. So, ang aim na gid, nga kung diya ka rin, balik ka gid dapat. Kaya parehas lang ang komplikasyon kadya kung sa big vessel involvement, which would involve the vessels going to the brain, to the heart, and to the limbs. Now, ang small vessel involvement lang sa diabetes ang differ. That's the triopathy's involvement to the eyes, to the kidneys, and to the nerves. Amo lang na ang sa diabetes. May question? So another is random blood sugar, or what we call capillary plasma glucose without reference to the meal. So, ang may normal man ra. So, ang normal, 2 to 3 hours after eating would be also considered with the DM. So, normal would be below 140 or below 7.8. So, tan-awa nyo kaina, this is for the first time nga wala pa kamo nabalaan diabetes, nga wala pa kamo nagainom bulong. Ha? Mo dyan na. Kaya kung diabetic na kamo, kag nagainom kamo bulong, lain naman ang target stat for normal. Okay? Diyan na sa wala pa gid nabalaan nga diabetic. So, sin okay na above 140 ang random. Wala pa ka nabalaan nga diabetic or nabalaan na. Man ako si Menchura pa. Pero nagtaas, sorry Mench. Oh, so welcome to the club of diabetics ringgit ka mo. Kataas rin kita na ninyo, above kita. Dito rin ka mo nagtapa. Anyway, so ang pre-diabetics is 140 to 199. Frank diabetic na kung kakuha ka mo equal to or greater than 200. So amo rin dyan mga scores nyo kay ina, kung anong bual nyo rin na sugars. Diyan ka na kung wala pa ka mo, nagainom bulong. Na kung nagainom na ka mo bulong, kaya nabalaan na mo may diabetes, lain naman ang target pa of control. This is for the newly diagnosed. There are other important factors that you need to consider in measuring glucose. So, mo lang na, no? The same na. So, this is how you prepare a patient for the blood. So, you get also from here or from here, basta 8 to 12 hours of fasting. The other test could be a glycosylated hemoglobin, which would measure your blood sugar for a span of 6 to 8 weeks. Amo na ni ang isa man ka test to find out kung diabetic ka mo. This is the Supreme Court in diabetes management as well as in the diagnostic test for diabetes. Kung equivocal ang fasting, yung bigla random daw tumatuna ka mo, kisa, pwede na kamo kapakuha sa HbA1c or glycosylated hemoglobin. If you get 6.5 and above, and you can do this at random, na wala fasting. Kung magtaas ra, then you will be considered also a diabetic. And the other, for pregnant women, ang fructosamine, glycated serum protein, and ang oral glucose tolerance test, kaya ginagaan ka ng glucose load. Okay? So sa diagnosis pa lang ra, the same pa. So again, ang normal natin would be sa fasting below 100. Ang gina-consider pre-diabetic kung sa fasting, impaired fasting glucose kung 100 to 125. Tapos, kung equal to or greater than 126 from diabetes. Kung sa random, 140 and below is normal. 140 to 199 is impaired glucose tolerance of the pre-diabetic condition. And above or greater than 200 is already diabetes. May question? May question? Wala? So there are one categories for pre-diabetes.
Oh, may question.
Question.
Yes, yes.
Joe.
Ting, before, kung sa hapon, wala ako pag merinda, no? So, before I go out for a little drink,
Beer.
ayan, may monitor ako mong sa balay, ana ni Daddy, ra ko anay. Ginabal ko, my blood sugar was sometimes 94, sometimes 114. So,
Fasting ra.
no, that is non-fasting.
Random.
Random.
Pero nakakain ko, this.
Yes, sa lunch. Sa lunch. And then I go out and drink and suman lang lao. Drink, suman. Pag abot ko sa balay, bilang ko ang blood sugar ko liwat. A little one nagaw, 130, 1. So, is the effect of alcohol, what is the effect, what is the effect of alcohol
Oh, that's a good
sa
question.
sa 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 sa
Sa fasting, dyan sa nakakaon. Amo na
what
kami
is
mo?
the effect of alcohol sa
Sa sugar, gani.
Sa sugar.
Sa alcohol sa sugar.
Yes.
Ang alcohol is also calories, di ba? What is alcohol made of?
Yes.
Inhalin. It comes from either malt or it's a form of sugar also, di ba la? So, immediately after intake of alcohol, taas din ang blood sugar mo.
Pero-
But after some time, when you are subjected to fasting, even only for 6 to 8 hours, the effect of alcohol is on the liver. It blocks the release of sugar from the liver to the brain and to the other parts of the body. Naganubo man kaysa blood sugar mo. And it causes neuroglycopenic coma. That's why majority na nag-inom kag nag-take something for diabetes sometime in their life, they will go into a bangungot type of death kay ginablock sa imong alcohol ang liver's release of sugar during times of fasting. Kaya ubra lang, kung kakaon ng tao, ang tanan nga extra na calories nga hindi mabagal ka insulin kag madala sa imong liver sa muscle kag sa fat para ma-convert into energy, ginatago ra kaatay.
ay
So when the liver, when you are asleep, or you are not eating, or you are fasting, it is the liver's duty to release sugar for the brain, which is mainly dependent on sugar and oxygen, for it to dictate all bodily functions. So kung kakatulog ka, wala ka bataon, binhalin na nimo kalamay kinanglan ka utok sa atay. Pero ang pag-release ka atay, kakalamay, ginaharang ka alcohol. That's why you can have secondary low sugar reaction on fasting if you take alcohol.
Joe, stop drinking, Joe.
and
It's really bad.
no, I want you guys to also, this is learning.
Oh.
So, in sa mga na-read ko balaw, one ejaculation is equivalent to 7 kilometers of exercise.
Exercise is
Okay?
good.
The six, no? One ejaculation is equivalent to 7 kilometers of exercise.
Oh, banora walking or jogging?
Exercise is
Jogging or
always-
walking.
If you are diabetic, you have to clear your heart's capacity. It is not equivalent to a certain number of whatever you exercise you need to do.
Pero na-notice ko nga after sex, balang ko ang sugar ko nagkabalik out.
Kailangan lang,
Gusto mo lang nga...
exercise that you perform should be something that you enjoy.
Gusto mo lang na...
Exercise will already be a form of stress if you don't enjoy it. That's why kung nag-enjoy ka sa sex, di syempre namin ka syempre po, mataas, di ba? Si Ernie.
Ito,
Yes, yes.
sugar.
Continue exercise. Stop drinking.
If I could...
It has lower glycemic index than the ordinary sugar. Yes. So, hindi tawag na yung sinakanin. Yes.
So it's bad to call honey.
No, they can't. Yeah, I will come to that later. Yes, all diabetics. In diabetes, for example, when you come to dietary, you may take everything, do not eliminate. Ang rule gid is just moderate. And you choose what foods are low in glycemic index or high in glycemic index. Amo na ang pinili na gawin. And we will teach you how. So, again, sa diabetes siya, may ara, it may start asymptomatically, wala kagad may naubatyan. But the moment you start to feel things, it's usually a cry of suffering organs na. So, mas ayaw pag-give na balaan mo kung normal ang sugar mo or hindi before na magulat ka, may nabatyagan ka. It will be too late. It's like earning, di ba? Normal ang sugar mo, so kung tuba, kailangan tuba. Hindi man pakuha. Now you know it's normal. So pwede ka din ka, kaun-kaun pa or what. So again, it's pathophysiological defects and wala pa. And once a diabetic, all your life a diabetic. As of the moment, diabetes has no cure. It can only be delayed ang progression to complications. You will carry diabetes to your grave. So we need them to properly manage diabetes. Pero to expect it to go back to normal, your blood sugars may go back to normal, your diabetes may go back to normal, your other parameters karon nga involved sa diabetes may go back to normal, but your diabetes will never go away. Once you have the primary diabetes, all your life you will be a diabetic. Yes, George?
That is the case.
Yeah.
So we need
Not true, because not all obese patients become diabetics. But obesity by itself, because of the triglyceride, yung deviations ng fat cells mo, amo na siya ang cause man sa isang defect of diabetes. But when you lose weight, then you lose a certain, you make the insulin receptors more sensitive. So if your defect is insulin resistance lang, and secondary sa imo sugar na nagtaas because of insulin resistance lang, then your sugars may return back to normal. Your sugars may return back to normal. Hindi ka primary diabetic. That's when you lose weight because of insulin resistance. Amo ng diabesity is not really frankly diabetic lang, but you can have impairment in sugar from insulin resistance, and that can be converted to normal, to magniwang. Pero once ara ng tatlo ka metabolic defects, high blood sugar, high blood cholesterol or hypercholesterolemia or hyperlipidemia, and hyperaminoacidemia, kamo nagsakit din, hindi magawa ma-reverse. And that's frankly so, weight loss is still a must. So let us have a review of what happens in a normal patient. So sa normal na tao, we eat the basic food groups, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Ang carbohydrates, tamo nang ginakaon ta from rice, tanan nga desserts ta, soft drinks, So tanan na ang carbohydrates, ang proteins ta, ginakaon kalin sa karne, sa gatas, sa itlog. And ang fats ta, sa tanan may mga tambok. Tanan na sila, wala na sila pulos. Pag sulod sa kanon ta sa dugo, it doesn't mean na kanon man siya. It has to be in a form of nutrient that the body can really accept. So glucose has to be converted. Carbohydrates, whether tamis na siya, pait na siya, or aslo, tanan nga carbohydrates, whether you like it or not, has to be converted to sugar. And the medical term for sugar involved in diabetes is glucose. So may ara ka dasig gid i-convert into sugar, that's the simple sugar. May ara man nga mga hindi, nga secondary sugars or double sugars. Then tanan nga proteins has to be converted to amino acids, ang fats to fatty acids. Amo na tanan sa dugo ta. Wala ni sila tanan pulos kunara lang sa dugo, nagapalapuyot lang na sa dugo. It has to penetrate the basic unit of our physical being, we call the cells. Ang cells nag-group together to form the muscles, and the muscles group together to form the tissues and other parts of the body, the organs, and the organ system. So ang basic unit of our physical being are the cells, and they need mostly gid. Sa primero gid na ginagamit sa cells as energy are what we get from carbohydrates. So that's why carbohydrates are energy-giving foods. That's why hindi pwede na hindi ka mo magkaon ng carbohydrate. Kung diabetic ka mo, hindi na pwede sa inyo ang ketogenic diet, which is just pure fats mostly and no sugars. Hindi na pwede. Kaya you can go into ketosis, which is the one that can lead to diabetic coma. So mga fad diets, hindi na pwede sa diabetic as much as possible. Intermittent fasting or timed release fasting is still not recommended for diabetics. Because, i-explain ko karon, kaya it can lead to ketosis, kagiban yung problems sa diabetes. No. So, kinahanglan ng gabi, na i-feed you have to choose what carbohydrate. It's what type of sugar. And that's low glycemic index carbohydrate. Ang glycemic index is the tendency of the food to immediately increase blood sugar after absorption. Hapos lang yung panungdumon. Tanan nga dasig ma-absorb, like in liquid form, fruit juices, shakes, or anything, dasig na matataas sugar dahil dasig siya ma-absorb. So avoid. Okay? So it's better to eat those with fiber. Avoid blenderize. Gina-blenderize mo ang mga fruits, gina-blenderize mo ang tanan. How much of a fruit nga apple, for example, ang i-blenderize mo just to have 50 ml of apple juice. So, aside nga, nagtaas ang glycemic index ng apple juice, nag-jutay pa ang fiber content kung gina-blenderize mo. Sino ang naggamit sa imong way of natural digestion? Ang blender machine, hindi ikaw. So mas nami, if you take your fruits naturally, ipo mo lang ginugasan mo, gintingo mo. And take fruits after a meal usually to delay its absorption and conversion to the sugar involved in diabetes. So, kung nag-ahypo, kamuyaw ka puro-puro, then kaon ka mo dahil kalamay or prutas. Pero if you are diabetics, it's best to eat fruits after a meal. Para nga, by the time na-absorb na siya, may enough ka na insulin reserve to take care of your sugar. Okay? Yeah. Even for non-diabetics, mas namin if you take fruits after a meal. Para nga hindi mo na madiktahan ang balabag mo na magpagwa kayo ng insulin. Kaya there is what we call pancreatic beta cell exhaustion theory. Kung sige mo kaon na kaon sa mga sweets kagalan, kagadiman sa imong pancreas mag-release ng insulin to take care of the sugar. Ma-tire up na sila sa ulihi. And you can become secondary diabetes. Kung ma-tire up ang insulin cells na, ang nag-produce insulin. Now, ang glucose na hindi ma-convert into energy, ginatago sa atay. Ang mga ni Joe. And it is the liver that releases sugar for the brain to make use of, and para makadictate sa bodily function when we are asleep. And then, ang amino acids, ginatago sa muscles para magkusog ang muscles ta. Ang fats ta, ginatago sa fat cells para magtambok kita, all with the help of the hormone insulin. So what happens in diabetic patients, gataon man yapon diabetics ang three major food groups. You also eat carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, but then all of these are converted also to sugar, to amino acids, and to fatty acids dahil nang galing na may defective ang insulin or kulang ang insulin. So ang tanan mga kalamay, hindi dali-dali ma-convert into energy. That's why kung diabetic ko ka na, dasig ka makapoy. Because not all the energy that you get from glucose can be all converted. Kaya dahil kulang ang insulin or defective ang insulin, ang imo yang amino acids, gaas-as ang musculo, even the muscles of the eye, you can barely open. That's why kalabanan na diabetic, ginatuyo. Kung siguro na sa inyo kapatuyo-tuyo, subong mo flat-muklat, saan ka mo ba? Sinasakit na kamo diabetic ko mo. No? So, that can lead to muscle weakness na tanan, and kalabanan na diabetic na hindi ma-convert ang imong blood lipids into fats, naga-weight loss during the initial phases. So when you say diabetes, one aspect lang ang hyperglycemia. The other aspect is hyperaminoacidemia and hyperlipidemia. Taas ng amino acids, taas ng blood lipids. That's why ang diabetic, dasikit mag-kidney failure, kung tamang kadamong amino acids, dasikit mag-heart attack and stroke because of blood lipid or hypercholesterols. Kagalapuyot man ang dugo, so major defect could be hyperglycemia, hyperaminoacidemia, and hyperlipidemia. And all these basic food groups of high blood sugar, high blood fats, and high blood proteins can lead both to the blood vessel involvement and the blood cell involvement in diabetes. So maapektuhan kid ang big vessels going to the brain, to the heart, and to the limbs that can lead to stroke, to heart attack, and also to limb amputation.